That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. Pardon me while my phone goes off. Who wants what? Professional streams while you wait. Holy Batman. No, thank you. Maya. So what happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system. They introduced something. I pushed the button. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed the whole process up. So, under that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yep, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. Talk. I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai? Good God, I still can't do it. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah, but Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? That's what we have to find out. Boop. What happened with the director's testimony? Well, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both in the trailer. Huh? Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Really? But I pushed a button. Dude, have you not played this yet? John, you are Ace Attorney fan prime #1 in my circles, and you've not bought this? Sir, I am disappointed. Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where that trailer is. What? I know. I completely understand. I understand. I'm being a jerk, but I understand. Was Maya always this excitable? What I want is 4, 5, and 6. Bring that to the Switch. Then you can get started on 7. Capcom, are you listening? No. Well, have you noticed anything that might help us? I can't see what's going on when Mia is here. So no, I haven't noticed anything. Right. Maybe we should go talk to WP. WP. Powers. Right. Alright. Boop. October 19th. Detention Center. Visitor's Room. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed him in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Dude, Nick Wright is kind of a butt wipe. Hey, WP, only 1 day left. Let's make it count. Yes. Though there's not really anything I can do to help. I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. So, John, I ask you about audio all the time. Can you hear some slap delay, like maybe there's two songs that are the same song playing? Basically, can you hear my TV in the background plus the game audio? I slapped the laptop, I'm sorry. Because I feel like it's loud and could possibly... Oh, it absolutely is. I can see it on the monitor here. There, that's better. Yeah, I could see it on the monitor. It was bleeding over the mic big time. Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer? She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and excuse me. I'm gassy today from the trial. And what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. Director Manella? Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manella? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director, but something in his work caught Vasquez's eyes. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. I want this dude's voice to be Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop. Not the one that I'm giving him. Now everyone knows the name Salmonella. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call though. I can't imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global Studios, my South is showing. 5 years ago. Okay. No, stop. October 19th, Global Studios. Da-da. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick, I think her guard's down. Yeah? I bet we could even eat those donuts in the guard station if we wanted. You eat, you die. Whew, she's alive. I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her, so she always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Can I ask you about Salmonella, the director? Sal? He's soft, a pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Huh? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Maya. About Mr. Hammer. I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer, you drag his star down from the sky and stomp on it, calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. Uh-oh. She's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Powers' costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. Okay. Outside Studio 1. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2? Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer. Studio 2. It's Miss Vasquez. Hello. 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 Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Talk. Excuse me. Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh, dear. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it. Nick, she did it. She's the killer. My Fey blood speaks to me. I know it. I know it. Oh, dear. Actually, I kind of think maybe that's accurate. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manila. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves. Oh dear. Okay, fine. Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here. I guess she was still on a high from getting that rare card she needed. Okay. Movie poster, Dynamite Samurai starring Jack Hammer. I guess Mr. Hammer used to be quite the star. Samurai Summer starring Jack Hammer. This poster's quite old. Wow, it's been years since I saw that show. It was one of those typical summer romance stories, but it was great. A typical summer romance with a samurai on a horse? An old movie poster, The Singing Samurai, starring Jack Hammer. What the hell do samurais sing about? Chopping off heads? Oh my god. That movie was the best. It's about a samurai who sings his way to fame and fortune. Mr. Hammer was a very accomplished singer, you know. Singing Samurai stars. What's next? Ninja Ballet? Okay. So I have a feeling there's not much going on in here. Designing a set. Because everything seems to be the same. Is there anything in the trash can? Is this Pokemon red and blue? Nothing in here that could be a clue. Just some paper cups and crumpled documents. Well, rip this room. The glass is frosted. I can't see outside. This far into October, the dimming daylight makes it feel like winter's coming. Is everybody still salty about that show? Too soon? Okay, I'm not getting anything out of her. Move to boop. Doodle boop. Doodle boop boop. I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later. I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there are any other clues lying around. No, no, no. No touching. Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean. I almost had a heart attack. I guess I can be a little dramatic. What? At times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatic indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal, traces thereof. So you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills. How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to the sleeping pills, see? If there are traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat! Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Dot-a-dot. 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 Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, all right. So the food on this plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Steak plate added to the court record. The investigation. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers. And some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How is Edgeworth doing anyway? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed his paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa, talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups? Bottles? Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim, Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means... Yep, it sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Sleeping pills, battle attitude, a court record. Alright, so... Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... What? Why? But WP's innocent. Yes, and I'm really grateful for all that you've done. But this week is the last episode of the Steel Samurai. What? No! I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes. On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh, I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do such a thing, do something like that? Oh, I guess the rumor must be true then. The rumor? Yeah, Miss Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt. You know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set? Was that trailer part of the film set then? What do you mean, the last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No. Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Studio policy. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. That they want it quiet. You understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay. I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Take a look at what? Of course, we're talking about children. And this is... A fan collected all of these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be canceled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay, but what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. But I have to ask you about it. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. So someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Ms. Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer? And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Ms. Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know. Thanks. We'll try asking her. Please stay. Please don't move. Moved. If she'll talk. Okay. So we're going back to Lady Oldbag. What? You're still slinging around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer. It's all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Nichols. Nichols? Nichols. Nick. Penny Nichols, that assistant we talked to. Penny Nichols. Ha. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers. Dredging up dirt on someone's past like that, and the recently departed no less. I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? Yeah. I'm sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. Oh, duh. Here's my proof. What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. What does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Where's your proof that he used those pills on Powers? Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so? This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping blah on it, I'm guessing is what it said. I see. Poor, poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Old Bag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Old Bag, you're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Old Bag. Hold on a minute. Poor old Miss Old Bag. Here, take this. A photograph? Oh dear. Ooh, wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with the bad guy on top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor and the man fell onto the flower box fence. Ew. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. 5-year-old photo added. Alright. So... we don't go back here. Or we can. Detective Gumshoe must have left by now. He's probably thinking about what to do in tomorrow's trial. I bet Edgeworth is pretty angry with him. Alright, so dressing room. The assistant must have gone off somewhere. That stuff about Mr. Hammer must have come as a shock to her. Okay. Stop it. Stop. Oh, thank God. Lady, you're about to get really mad. She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well... Old Bag. Old? She means the security lady, Old Bag, Nick. Right. Anyway, Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more. Inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. I feel like going inside the trailer is a bad idea with someone that's got connections to the mafia. You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kid shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag down Mr. Hammer down from his rifle down place as a star down. I could read. Oh, I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me? What is this all about? You keep saying accident. Accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh. Well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hand, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me now. What? This is valuable evidence, boys. Huh. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow. The trial ends tomorrow? How unfortunate. Alright, John. Thanks for stopping by. I've actually got to take a quick break here in about 10 seconds anyway, as soon as I get past this scene. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt. No. Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No! Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. Thank you, Gumshoe. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe. Thank you. I was really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. Alright, I gotta get up, take a quick break, y'all. I will be back shortly. But not too short. I've got stuff to take care of. Hang tight. All right. It took a little longer than expected. Final day trial. October 20th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I am a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. This game and its text. The day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to the Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey's head toppling over. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Alright, so I am not sure what's going on. Oh, yes I do. The van. Ain't no way the van got past the monkey head. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Meeting began at 12 sharp and go back, please. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. Bang. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 o'clock and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Please go back. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh. Oh, right. 2:30, we took a 15-minute break. And what were you doing during that time? What were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat the T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some thing. So what all do I have? Got the picture at 2:30. Don't know. Save. Wait. Can't go to Studio 1 because the monkey head fell over at 2:15. No, but it was back up by 4. Crap. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not this. But that's all I've got. Evidently that was it, though. Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too. You ate a boneless steak. You didn't eat the steak, you ate a boneless steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. Urgh. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order. Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Urgh. She's an angry lady. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of a stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be all boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the Spamurai spear. Made in Hawaii. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I think you could. It's not impossible. Well, maybe it's not impossible, but... Silence. I'm speaking. The victim was stabbed through the chest from the front. Yes. I believe this would indicate that the victim was aware of the killer's presence. Now, the Steel Samurai costume is quite light and mobile. Compared to the victim, I am weaker and slower. I couldn't possibly win such a fight. Not to mention there is proof I did not have the spear. The photograph of the Steel Samurai shows that the victim himself was holding it. Or do you mean to suggest that I could have wrestled it away from him? Yeah, take that right. If you still think she did it, show us proof. Hey Nick, look at the data we have on the samurai spear in the court record. Isn't there something in there that gets to you? Something odd about the samurai spear? Wait, it's broken. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Sorry, Your Honor. I'd like to take back my previous claim. Very well, I won't hold you to your claim. But I'm afraid I will have to penalize you. Sadness. You're taking back your claim? Let's backtrack for a moment. I want to consider whether the witness could have used the samurai spear or not. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? So I got penalized, but the game just went ahead and moved forward. What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. So that's gonna be this? I don't think so. Or this. That's we're stuck. Okay, yeah, that's where I was going, but I know I don't have it up, but please no spoilers, but thank you. Welcome in, by the way, but what does that say? Bananas Bananan is here. Did I not do the spikes? Okay. Okay. It's got to be because this thing's broken. Oh, but yes, Bananan is here. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Right, that's... yeah. Present my proof. That's what I figured, yeah. One spot. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Because Bananan is here has followed. Thank you for the follow. And usually I'm not streaming this kind of stuff. This kind of a... although it counts as old games for starting a 2004 game. I'm usually in here streaming 8-bit stuff, 16-bit stuff. I just finished up Phantasy Star not too long ago. Planning on doing Final Fantasy at some point with a buddy of mine. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Let's solve this crime, dude. Or dudette. Or... I don't know. Oh, you can? I'm sorry. I will call you Banana. I'm sorry you can't get it. How come? Is it not in your region wherever you're at, or? Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Well, that's perfectly fair. That would make it hard to play it. Order, order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Urgh. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? Yeah, she is. If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us so I can tell you? Now you're on to the spikes. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Boop, 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 boop. Where's the picture? There it is. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order, order. If I cannot have a burger, this trial will be suspended. someone please take my order? I think I'm funny. Mr. Wright, what is all of this about? What is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. It's coming. I don't know how soon, but it's coming. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the studio trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Dramatic pausing. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing team, staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio One, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio One? Yes, because at the beginning of the case, we were very shocked because there was no blood on the floor. Or on the costume, for that matter, I guess. I don't remember that much. And returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break. You had the van, lady. And you got salmonella to take you in the van. How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Well, because he was in the Steel Samurai costume, but when they found him dead, he was in the Evil Magistrate costume. So they would have swapped him out, and I guess the idea is he already bled out in the Steel Samurai costume, and by the time they swapped out costumes and drove him, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm just making guesses at this point. Salmonella was with her. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio One and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She couldn't deal with it. I bet she could move it. She had another way. I know she had help, 'cause like you said, she must have had help, and that was Salmonella, because he was there with her. And they would have had to have done it with the van. No, I did not want to push that, you stupid. I mashed the controller with my palm. What if she had another way to carry the body? Evidently, I hit it on the right button, though. Other than with her own hands. For instance. Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then, Mr. Wright. Please show us how she carried the body. Boop. Boop. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio One, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Oh, I'm shocked. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna save just in case it's not, though. I don't need to save twice. Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. The costume, yeah, that would have to be, yeah, they would have had to have stripped him off and dressed him back up. I win? Everybody's shocked. So what happens next? Don't me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? She did say that. I just said that. Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jack Hammer? Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Dude, she just owned us big time. Hey, don't worry. Don't, the spelling is... I understand. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. No, he can't. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? You did it, Vasquez. Testify again, Vasquez. No further questions. Save. We shall save. I think probably testify again. See if she slips up somewhere. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. Don't worry about the Streamlabs banana. It's just a bot. It's streaming my social medias. Oh. So you too like to talk to bots. I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to get a kick out of seeing just how far their script had been programmed. Ah, cool. So do I. Obviously, so do I. That was dumb. You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. Damn. To come so far only to fail. Bang. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Yes, Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I love this game. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. I love this game. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes. Indeed, verily I say. Ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But... Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that... Edgeworth. Well, he's looking for a guilty verdict, but he's going to have to do it through me this time. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Ugh. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. You're right, but I get it. I enjoy her commentary. She makes me laugh, man. But you are right. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Yeah, we do. Right. Alright. So, Sal, Old Bag of Experience. Let's look at the stuff again. Got this, the picture, 232. That's the map, that's the spear, that's the head. Okay. So, I'm just gonna press, because sometimes you get some fun dialogue that way too. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 o'clock for the rehearsal. So I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Press harder? Why not? Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. Boy, the witness will continue her testimony. Assistant was there, too. Only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body laying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Back off for now. I'll hold off. She'd just blow off anything I had to say anyway. Immediately call the police. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on scene. Sorry I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Okay. I know. Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Press harder. Why not? Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given that detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all. I pushed a button. Photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I know it. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. I went back to the trailer. Hold it! The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Press harder. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? Precisely. There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing at a time like that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Miss Vasquez, please continue. That's what I was thinking. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. I'm kind of salty that I didn't get to do it since I was already thinking there was something wrong with it, but you go ahead, Edgeworth. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Edgy, the real friend. The reluctant friend as well. Rabble, 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 rabble. Order, order, Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. I think the appropriate term for Edgeworth would be the combination. He's a frenemy. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate your concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter, I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Ah. Yes, this is true. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. So which was the one that I didn't press harder on? I think it was this one, but I'm not sure. Press harder. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around. You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez, logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you can continue. Alright, so I'm going to have to pull some evidence out on this. So what have we got? We got time of death at 2:30. Yeah, he does. Okay. Yeah, I'm afraid that that might be the case. Employee. Sal Hammer was injured. Yeah, they were all they were all at the run through, and it was happening. I forget where the run through was happening, but everyone was there at the run through. How did you know about the injury? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. I didn't mean to push that button. Let's see. So I wish I could look at the profiles of everybody. I don't think that would help, but let's see. Yeah, I was thinking something about that camera too, but assistant was there too. Yeah, Cody did see it. That was in the day before this day. But I guess he didn't take a picture because the bad guy won against Samurai, so there's not a picture of the whole thing. Alright, I'm just gonna go through everything again and see if I see something. Yes, it seems that everyone else was questioned. Not really fond of that sort of thing, but you can't decide. Senior thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. Covered for you or covered it up for you. Professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. Went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. So it's not in here, but I can't help but think that there'd be something. Hold on just a second. Yeah, we're pretty hardcore stuck. That'd be dumb, wouldn't it? Supposed to, according to this, she was. Okay, that's too fast. I've got to fix that. That's too quick of a timer, and I'll fix it. I'll fix it later. I got to remember to fix that though. That's too fast to be spamming social media. I went back to the trailer to get my script. So, to answer your question, she was at the murder scene. So they drove Sal. What she's saying is Sal drove her from Studio 2 to Studio 1 in the van. And then after... Yeah, so after everybody fretted about it... So, their meeting was from 2:15... Or not from 2:15, their meeting was from 12 to 4. But the monkey head blocked the path from 2:15 to 4 o'clock. So after the meeting's over and they were going to go to Studio 1, which is what they're saying, after the meeting at 4 o'clock. So yeah, that's okay. But I'm thinking... let's press on this again. Scripting your direction notes. No, I guess not. Press harder. Wait a second. You came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your scripted notes? Good morning. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Edgeworth with the save again? Question mark? Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to have known about the murder. Yeah, okay, so I forgot. Sorry, I wasn't directing that at you. I got a couple things twisted up together and they all came out at once. So yeah, you're right. He did that already. All right. Okay. So then there has to be something wrong with this. Hammer was injured. No, thankfully. The only thing you seem to get penalized for is when you accuse with, like, if you present the wrong object when you're presenting it as proof. That seems to be the only thing they care about. Otherwise, they seem to be completely nonplussed by me just going over and over and over and over. So she knew Hammer was injured. Wait. I'm so dumb. Hammer's not the dude that was injured. Powers was injured. Powers is the one that sprained his ankle. I'm a big dumb. So how do I... Let's see. So let's press. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. Like that's got to be it. So hang on, I'm gonna look at this again. Scripting your notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. I know we just went through this though. That's harder. Wait a second, I thought you can avoid. Yeah, but there's nothing that, other than the picture, well, I guess that's it. That's, the picture of him dragging the leg has to be it then. If that's what it's gonna be. Come on. Alright. I'm still gonna save here. Abuse my free saving. That's gotta be it. Boop. That was it. You knew that Hammer was injured? Well, it was at it. Yeah, it had to have been Hammer because he's the one that's in the Steel Samurai and outfit and Powers is asleep. Yeah. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. For what? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. So Sal killed him. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. You heard Manella wrong, or you saw Hammer limping? Let's say she heard Hammer limping. She heard him limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order, order. I will have a pizza ordered. Witness. Bang. Can you refute this claim? Oof. Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. She's going to. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Be right back. Hold on. All good. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? I mean, I have to, don't I? Okay, I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's boobily-doop. Her boobily-doop. It's gotta be this. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Anyone know and wanted Hammer to try making 5 years ago. I mean, I think I followed that. Bringing us to present day. You were thinking out loud, but you were typing it. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you only have talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez and not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no good reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's her motive for murder. Reveal evidence she had no motive. Maybe she had no motive. She wasn't actually trying to kill him. Maybe Mr. Hammer dressed up as the Steel Samurai to go kill her and make it look like Mr. Powers killed her. And in the rough and tumble of the fight, in her self-defense, she tossed him and Hammer would kill her because she's using him. Because of the thing. I'm gonna save. I've played this before, but I don't remember how this works out. Like, I remembered how the Larry Butts trial went. Because that's, that's the Larry Butts and the Maya Fey trial. I remember how those all went because, they wound up being main characters. But I don't remember how this one turns out. But that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Why would Hammer put on the suit? Or first of all, why would Hammer go to Studio 2 to see her? To kill her. Because she has made his life a living hell for the last 5 years. So, rather than get the murder pinned on him, he went and dressed up as the Steel Samurai. That puts it on Powers, yes. And he gave Powers the sleeping pills so that he could sneak in and get the costume I'm going with she had no motive. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. Baby. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? Yo, it's a raid. Pixel Grease. My pal. Digibombette. Digibomb. Pixel Grease. LC Carp, dude, everybody's here. The party is here. You're here just in time to watch me commit a dead person for murder and uncommit the evil woman with the mafia. Someone's following me. Digibombette, thank you for the follow. Yeah, you're just about to watch me put the dead guy both 6 feet under and under the jail. Spoilers, by the way, someone's dead. But anyway, anyone who's never been here before from Pixel Grease's stream by chance, welcome to the Highland Rim Gamer stream. I am obviously can't speak. I play old video games and I'm Highland Rim Gamer. I know this isn't necessarily an old video game because it just came out, this year? But it came out in 2004, so it fits my whole Project Backlog thing. Welcome to the stream. Now, let's put this dude in jail that's not alive and can't be put in jail. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. I can't read and look at the camera at the same time. Why is she mad? She shouldn't be mad. I just got her not convicted of murder. That's pretty much what I said, yeah. I don't think I said it that eloquently, but yeah. Yes, I'm guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel, I don't know which one it is because no one's actually speaking except me. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel, whatever. Don't touch him. And Miss Vasquez, hold on. Be right back. Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please don't die. Please. Okay, seriously. Where's this? Let's see, dashboard cloudbot. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again. There, maybe that'll be less aggravating. See, do do I need to save this, or is it already saved? I guess it's already saved. Alright. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and as collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. Woo! Yeah, Edgeworth pulled his weight for us in this one. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Wolverine is come upon hard times and is starring in samurai films. He got to eat somehow. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Yes. Yes, Pixel Grease. Yeah, he was, RVH. By the way, welcome to the stream, RVH. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... I think you're right, Banana. Take that. Sorry, what does that mean? Yeah, what does that mean, Maya? Nick, you know that problem of yours? That problem where you present evidence that makes no sense? You're doing it again. Oh. Congratulations, WP. Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong? No. Of course not. Ah! Nick, Edgeworth. Say something right. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth? You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Just for you, Pixel. Sad thing happened, Will. Let's see. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Edgy's a samurai fanboy. He used to be the dude going in under the grate. Digibomb, this is Kingdom Hearts 358/92 Dream Drop D3 8. I don't. That was my poor attempt at humor. I'm sorry. That was the bottom of the barrel right there. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. But he asked with Kingdom Hearts, so I just put like 5 of them together and then exaggerated everything. Pixel, I hope your stream was good tonight, and thank you for the raid. Have a good sleep. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Aw, Edgeworth has feelings. Unnecessary feelings. Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Pheonix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. We pissed him off, guys. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals. Right, Nick? Yeah, probably. They seem to all be fairly central around death. For now, we are, I guess... Huh? What is the next case? Is the next one... I think the next one is to do with the DL6 incident that you find out about in Maya's trial. I think we kind of uncover that and get rid of a whole bunch more shenanigans that have happened in the past, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember if that's in this game or if they do that in the next game. Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kid shows again. The Pink Princess. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? I can read, people. I promise. We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Let's see. Yes, sir, Digibomb. That price goes on up. We've gone from making tens to making 20s of dollars as lawyers. The Mr. Salmonella, the pervy nerd. Boy, you got that right. A brand new episode has been added